is Timberwolf here along with Teacher Kirby, and we're joined today by Robert Picardo.
Thank you.
Now, he is well known for playing the Doctor, which I'm still sad we never got an official for you.
Well, that was my fault. I was the one who, 2 weeks before we went on the air, they made the opening credits. I was listed as Doc Zimmerman. And I said to the producer, we're doing a watch online about how my character would like to be have a name like anyone else on the crew. And I picked my own name, and that was what the plot line was. I said, if you listen to the opening credits from the premiere as Doc Zimmerman, aren't we kind of killing the suspense? And he agreed. So we changed the opening title sequence so that it read Robert Picardo as the Doctor. And at that moment, we were ripping off, I guess, 40 years of British television. I had no idea.
Of course. And then you were also able to bring that character to Star Trek Online, one of our passions. What was that like?
It was fun to speak in that voice again as the Doctor. The stuff they wrote had a nice blend of humor, his arrogance, his pomposity, but then there were also a number of dramatic sequences. We do it all in one day, and they basically framed the story for us, what that particular scenario would be, and then we just record all the lines and give them variations, and I ad-libbed quite a few things too, but I understand it's popular. My reaction time is too slow to play video games, but I hear good things about it.
Absolutely. We're hoping maybe in the future the emergency command hologram can make an appearance.
I believe Star Trek Online is here. We have a table at the convention, so it's up to you to go up and make that suggestion.
I will do what I can.
I think it's brilliant.
Now, you're not here for that regard, though.
I'm not right here. If you look behind me, you'll see a giant Bill Nye the Science Guy. It looks a little like Invasion of the 50-Foot Woman, the old 50s movie, except it's the Science Guy. It's over our head. Bill is the CEO of a space advocacy nonprofit called the Planetary Society. I've been involved with them for 17, 18 years on the advisory board with a couple of people you may have heard of, like Buzz Aldrin and Steven Spielberg. But more recently, I was asked to join the executive board about a year and a half ago. And Bill is our CEO. The Planetary Society was co-founded by Carl Sagan and two then colleagues at JPL, Louis Friedman and Bruce Murray. And Bill has taken over the reins about 5 years ago, and our message is just getting out more and more that we have to that everyone can be an advocate for space. Everyone can influence their government to invest in space science and exploration. So we encourage our members and everyone else to respond to our petitions we send to Washington so that people will vote to keep NASA's budget up, and simply say to your congressman, I vote for space.
Absolutely.
I'm told you guys have some online content.
Oh yes, one of the things I've done since I've joined the executive board, I'm part of a video newsletter that you can sign up for free. Just go to www.planetary.org and you can sign up for the Planetary Post. It's a newsletter with a video component, and I am the host of the video component. You'll get a 5 to 7 minute video that tells you what's cool that's happening in space that month. I'll often visit someplace really cool like Jet Propulsion Laboratory or Goddard Space Center. I've taken young female students to meet women scientists at JPL to find out how they got interested in what they do, what their average day might be like. Bill Nye and I visited the Goddard Space Center, and Amber Strawn, the chief astronomer, gave us a tour of the James Webb Space Telescope, which will be the next generation after the Hubble, which is an amazing telescope. We've gotten beautiful images, but it's an optical telescope. The James Webb will be an infrared telescope. It will see so deeply into our into our galaxy, we will see supposedly the first light from the origin of the universe. I can't wrap my head around that concept.
Wow.
And yet, it's incredibly cool. So you should, if you watch my feature, you'll get a layperson's understanding of what the James Webb will do. Because I am not a scientist, I'm just a science enthusiast and cheerleader. So if they answer the question so I can understand them, that means you could understand them when you watch the planetary post.
Is that for all ages?
All ages. I've talked to a number of teachers who are showing it in their classrooms to to fourth, fifth, sixth graders. So yes, because but it's really for adults, and there are a certain number of jokes. And the opening credits, I guarantee if you watch it, you'll get a laugh from the opening credits. It has a certain amount of humor. I won't give away the joke.
Well, a lot of us did grow up on Bill Nye, so have that aspect once again introduced when you bring it to our children.
Right, and Bill is a tremendous leader for the Planetary Society. Our quarterly magazine, the Planetary Post, Bill has a special feature for young people. He has an opening letter to the membership telling them what's cool that's happening, and if you're a member, what we've been doing. One of the great things we have going on is Light Sail. This is a patch for Light Sail. Light Sail is a solar-powered spacecraft, and it's been tested. We had a crowdfunding campaign. This is a private, this is people that think that space is cool, getting together, kicking in some money, and launching their own spacecraft. It's powered by the light of the sun. It's got a giant mylar, it's only about this big. It's the size of 3 CubeSats, if you know what a CubeSat is. If you don't, watch the Planetary Post and you'll learn.
Indeed.
This giant mylar sail deploys in space. It's the size of like a boxing ring. Mylar is maybe a 5,000th of an inch thick. But once the sail is open, the pressure of sunlight is all it's moving to solar sail. It's a solar sail.
About that, it reminds me, I don't know if you've watched Deep Space Nine, but it reminds me that each of the George
Same technology.
I'm sure Star Trek has a long history of borrowing from real science and then extending it. But just to close on this subject, this is something. There was a model that Carl Sagan held in his hand, sitting next to Johnny Carson on the Tonight Show, and said, "This is something that's theoretically possible." And then a mere 30-some years later, the Planetary Society and its membership have brought it into reality. We've had the test launch, and now we'll have the real launch on the Falcon Heavy rocket, the SpaceX rocket, as soon as that's ready, sometime in the next year.
We're going to look out for that.
So there's a lot of cool things that the Planetary Society does, and it's really through the interest and advocacy of their membership. We have well over 40,000 members worldwide, and we've signed up quite a few new ones right here at the Star Trek Las Vegas 50th Anniversary Convention. Because my feeling is if you're a science fiction fan, you're really a science fan. You just may not know it yet, but once you come and visit the Planetary Society table and see what we're doing, then I think that every Star Trek fan will want to join.
I think he's gotten 2 new signatures today.
All right.
I already signed
That's what I
up.
like.
Well, and I'm signing up after this. We do thank you for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you're going to also go over to that Star Trek online game table. What's it called again? Star Trek Online. Star Trek Online. I knew I had it right. We're over there and make that wonderful suggestion about the emergency command hologram.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks very much.
Until next time, this is Timberwolf.
And Teacher Kirby.